Good afternoon, John here, back in the shed again. Sorry for a bit of absence, but I've been quite busy just lately. I'll give you an update on the layout, been a couple of changes there, and also a little bit about what I'm doing at the moment, the project model I'm working on at the club in Thetford. So I'm just going to lift you up and take you over to uh, the update on the layout. So just bear with me a moment. I'll carry you carefully over here. Right, as you can see, there is now a bridge from the main platform over to the new platform. There's the new line that goes into this platform. It's a bay platform. Got two units stabled in there at the moment. This 101 unit usually runs on the inner line, and this 108 will run on the outer line. So that's where we are now with that. Everything else pretty much is the same as it was. I've made some space on this loop siding because some of the vehicles off of there will be running on the layout up at the club. So I think this week I'm going to be taking in a couple of my 31s, certainly the two that have got sound on them. Yeah, so that's where we are there. Now, to tell you what I'm doing about the model, I'll just stand this up and make sure I've got this in the right place. I have to make sure that I can see the clock, then I know you'll be able to see it. Yeah, so that's right. So right, yeah, so what I'm working on at the moment currently, I'm about 2/3 of the way through the build of a goods shed. It's a through goods shed, doors each end. This is the shed that I've made. I had to do a bit of kit bashing because temporarily I lost the inner platform, but I had to make a replacement, and I've got that painted and glued into place. And of course, guess what? I found the original one. It was buried underneath everything else, but it doesn't matter because I would have had to have modified that anyway, because I've already got an external platform back at the club which is going to go on the outside of this anyway, and it will be a longer platform, whereas on the model they've only got this short bit on the outside. So anyway, as I say, as you can see, it's a ratio kit, and they recommend painting the parts before you put them together. So that's what I've done. As you can see, I've got to finish off painting the bottom part of it. I'm making my mind up which colour to use. It's probably going to be slate grey. And as you can see, I've painted the inner walls the usual sort of cream colour that you find in these sort of buildings. Certainly it's been my experience of finding that in those type of buildings. I've got various sub-assemblies put together. There's the roof. I've got to do because some parts of the tiles and that are done in black, so I've got to paint these sort of like a red brick slate colour, which will be this one. It's a good colour. I've used it on the part of the brickwork on the main body. This is a rail match colour, and it's a dark brick, paint code 424 if you're interested. And this is sort of like a slate grey. The paint I've used for that is a Humbrol matte 27. So I'll probably use that for the round the base of the building. Also, there's going to be a little office in the corner of this building, and I've made the office. Unfortunately, while cutting the pieces off the sprue, I lost the roof, so I had to make a new roof for the office. So that's painted in slate grey. There's the canopy that's got to go on this side of the building. That's assembled, and I'm going to be doing that in green and cream. There, one canopy. On the top of the roof, there's what do you call them? What do you call them? Sunlight. Anyway, that's the sunlight canopy. The only thing with the kit, there was no glazing for this, but fortunately I had some glazing left over from another kit, so I've utilised that and stuck that in there. Now with the mouldings, I didn't realise it until I sort of really looked at it properly, but you get two of these sprues because of they only had room to put one end of the roof on each sprue, like this end and that end, and so that's why there was two sprues. But they also sort of gave you a choice of how you wanted to make this sunlight part of the roof up. You could either have it raised or lowered. Well, I've done it as per the picture, so there were bits in there that I didn't need to use. So that's the picture of the finished job, as you know, the picture that Ratio give you. So that's that. But yeah, the instructions are quite sort of basic. So you know, it's not very difficult to sort of get it wrong. That first instruction is if you wanted to make it a double shed. Well, so I had to ignore that bit, and then they show you it's, you know, it's done in stages, 4 stage 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, or 6 and 7 on the back. So the stage we're at now is we're at this stage now. Now they show a shelf with some tins and stuff on and a couple of cupboards, and I thought myself, well, you won't get them in the office, they're too big. But then looking at the photo, I realised that these are cupboards to go on the outside. Silly me. So that's what I'm going to do. This cupboard, for instance, which in the photo it's just there, I should be painting that red because that sort of, to me, suggests it's sort of like emergency fire cupboard, you know, the cabinet. And there's a couple of smaller cupboards which they'll go on the opposite end, and then there's some little notice boards as well. Where does it show those? Just give me a minute. It'd probably be quicker to show you on the sprue. Yeah, in the photo, I don't know whether you can see, but they're just there where my finger is. There's a notice board there, and there's another one the other side of the loading door. So talking of which, the loading doors have got to be painted before you mount them. There's the loading doors there, these two. These stays, I shan't need them because they were for the outside part of the loading bay. But the fun bit is going to be the steps. Now, as you can see, the steps are quite small. And there's the side bits of them, and there's the little steps. And yeah, they're going to be an absolute pig to do. So I'm not looking forward to making them because, you know, big fingers, little bits, you know, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a tweezers job, and use of carefully applied super glue rather than Gorilla Glue, because most of this stuff is made up with Gorilla Glue. Yeah, there was another couple of roof slate sections which, see, it always pays to keep bits like this, because something else might come up where you might need something if you want to make another little building, which might be the case. So it's always a good idea to keep bits like that. The other bits I'm not looking forward to fitting are the things like the guttering and the downpipes. You can see how thin they are. That's going to be another piggy. So we'll have to see how we get on with those. So that's that. Yeah, I've just got to fit some more roof tiles that go on this sunlight canopy, which I've got those ready. I had to trim it to fit, so that'll go on the top of there like that, and then I shall repaint them with the brick red, so that'll be on top of there like that. So yeah, so that's where we are. That's the update of what I've been doing. There's nothing else that I can sort of really tell you at the moment now. I should be in the club tomorrow. I usually go there on a Tuesday as well, and if I'd been there today, I could have sort of given you a quick tour around the club rooms, but I've had other things to do today because we have had a death in the family. So of course this week has been concentrating on, well, last week and this week, been concentrating on doing things in preparation. As you can see, I've had my ears lowered, so so I look a bit more tidy. The funeral's next week, so there won't be anything from me for about another week or so after this episode. So anyway, at that point, I'll love you and leave you.